Let's see. Okay. We got Viper gameplay. We have actual Viper matches to watch. So going to be checking that out. Let's see what we got. This video is not the one that everyone's been reacting to. This is not the IGN one. I'm not sure what this company or brand is or person that is uploading this, but it's some like lower level gameplay. It's like a modern, newer player fighting a CPU, like a lower level CPU. But there were a few things that this CPU was doing that I noticed that the level 7 CPUs don't really do, and it gives you some more information that you don't really see in the IGN video. So we're gonna check this out. We're gonna check this out real quick. It's a much shorter video than the IGN video, so I probably won't be pausing it too much. Just gonna go through it real quick before actually checking out the IGN lengthy gameplay video that we did get. Yeah, those intros are so sick. Yeah, as you can see, this is pretty low level gameplay, but it's all good. There are a few things to pick out here. So that's one of the first things right there. We see burn kick get snuffed out by a jump in, and it is a forced knockdown state. That's pretty much to be expected. I don't know if this is also the case for if you were to jump and do burn kick, if it still creates a forced knockdown sort of juggle state. But so far, this is all we know. This is all we have. So I would assume that even if you do a jump burn kick in the air, and this is a grounded burn kick, I assume it's the same thing. It's also a forced knockdown. Let's see. Now, this is yet another, downfall of having low-level gameplay. We see heavy thunder knuckle here on wake up, and it works, but it's not an actual reversal. We do know that this is not invincible. It would be way too insane if it was invincible, given that no character in the game has a meterless invincible reversal that's frame 1 invincible, Yep. Nothing really to see here. Kind of just a bunch of scramble. Here. Not a whole lot to pick out. This is pretty solid. So light thunder knuckle does leave you in throw range. It leaves you very close to them. I would assume on punish counter, maybe if you're going under a fireball, this might mean you can combo. Since you're so close, maybe you can combo with a light, but that remains to be seen. This is interesting too. Crouching medium kick right here does actually link into crouching medium punch on counter hit. Now we don't know if that's counter hit specific or if it actually does work on normal hit as well. I would assume it's only on counter hit, but we'll see later on in the video, hopefully. And then they cancel the crouch medium punch into the new special move Focus Force, which is the focus attack inspired special move that has armor. You can dash cancel it. It's pretty interesting. All right, so let's watch that one more time. Cancel to the Focus Force. Leaves you pretty close. I assume if they back roll, you have to drive rush for Oki there. This is also interesting. And CPU level 6 actually does a pretty cool combo there, which we'll go over in a second. But as you can see, drive rush into a low light attack. And the Focus Force, this focus attack special move, actually doesn't counter in time to punish the absorbed light attack. So we don't know if the OD version of Focus Force actually does counter in time there in that situation. But so far it seems like this will usually be used to counter bigger attacks or slower attacks, more telegraphed attacks, right? And be very risky otherwise, right? Or maybe even just very risky in general. It remains to be seen. But yes, it's not infallible. There are things that this definitely won't punish. And the follow-up to the counter, the 2 kicks, seems very punishable on block. Very, very punishable. That was a crouching medium punch, which looks like a 6-frame crouching medium punch as a punish. But I'm sure you could get even more than that as a punish there. Yeah, that combo was punish counter crouch medium punch into crouch heavy punch. which is good to know that that's still a thing. In Street Fighter 4, you could do counter hit crouch medium punch into crouch heavy punch as well. That's another interesting little tidbit right there. Crouch medium kick once again. This time it's not counter hit, but she confirms into standing light kick, right? So that's likely what the confirm is going to be on normal hit. Once again, we don't know for sure if you can actually combo into crouch medium punch on normal hit yet, but I would assume, based on how like Kimberly's, for example, crouch medium kick works, that you do lights as a conversion on normal hit and mediums as a conversion on counter hit for a crouch medium kick like this. Another cool link there. We had her forward heavy kick. We just got confirmed that this is forward heavy kick, this move. And on counter hit, goes into crouch medium punch. That might mean on punish counter, it goes into crouch heavy punch, which would make that a pretty decent punish counter, combo as a punish for like DPs and supers. But yeah, we'll see if that's eventually the case. For now, forward heavy kick into crouch medium punch. Pretty solid link. We don't know how safe that forward heavy kick is yet. If it's punishable, then you'll probably never see that conversion. But if it's safe, then it might be worth pushing for counter hits with. Interesting. We did see a little feint there, and it looked pretty quick. It looked kind of like a medium feint from Street Fighter 4. If you're familiar with that game, medium feint is like the medium speed of feint. Of course, there's the heavy feint, which is extremely quick. But that still looked relatively quick. Now, the Seismo whiff here is interesting because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of recovery compared to what she had in Street Fighter 4, where if you whiffed or didn't super jump cancel a Seismo, you were sitting there in that recovery animation for what felt like forever, right? That is clearly not the case here. It's still a decent amount of recovery, but it's about as much as like a fireball. Okay, level 1. This is cool too. We see stand heavy punch feinted into Thunder Dash, as it's now called. And in Street Fighter 4, that feint would be extremely plus on block. Extremely plus on block. In this game, it looks like if you really slow it down, she's already starting to walk back. I'll play that one more time. You know what? Let me slow it down a little bit, real quick. So, dash forward, stand heavy punch. As you can see, Viper starts to walk back before the Viper on offense finishes the feint animation. So it seems like it's still minus, right? You are not plus in that scenario, which, it's fair. There aren't many plus normals in this game, or plus on block normals rather. So it would seem that this is falling in line with that. You can't just do everything you could do in Street Fighter 4, right? Viper was kind of ridiculous in that game for being able to frame trap you constantly with heavy normals. But it seems like you won't be able to do that in this game, which is fair. It's totally fair. Yep, okay, that's the BMB. Started it on block, but I believe the Seismo hits low in this game as well. So that was a very low super jump burn kick. Very well executed from the CPU there. Looks like it goes decently far too, like in Street Fighter 4. That's probably the heavy modern combo there, the auto combo. Pretty standard, Street Fighter 4-esque combo. Heavy punch into Seismo, into burn kick, into a super ultra, whatever. But you don't have to use the X Seismo now off crouch heavy punch, which is very interesting. Instead, you can actually use OD Seismo after a crouch medium punch, which we'll see later. We'll see later in the next video. Actually, we'll see it right here. I forgot about that. It actually does show up right here. I said that just in time. So here we see the overhead counter hit, doesn't link, but then has the time to frame trap into stay medium punch, which on counter hit goes into crouch medium punch, which then cancels and combos into OD Seismo, which is very cool. Once again, another very interesting thing here. She can hold down Focus Force as if it's an actual focus attack, right? From Street Fighter 4, and just wait for you to attack, which is cool. She can also dash cancel it, though we haven't really seen that too much in the gameplay thus far. So we'll see. We'll see more about that, hopefully in the next video that we watch here in a second. Let's go now to the IGN Japan video. Shoutouts to them. I'll have both of these videos linked in the description, by the way, if you want to check them out on your own. Okay. Through. Anti-air. That was, I believe, stay medium kick here. Her sweep looks solid. Stay medium kick looks like a pretty decent poke. It goes relatively far. Further than I'd expect. Now this is cool because the fact that they both did drive impact at the exact same time here kind of tells us how plus or minus that stay medium kick is. And it looks like it's -1 or 2, right? Because the Viper that did the stay medium kick just barely got her DI off like a frame or two after the defending Viper there. That level 1 does look like a really solid anti-air. I believe it's fully invincible based on what we heard, but that could be incorrect. Yet to be seen. That also looks like a really good anti-air. It gives you great Oki with the follow-up as well. That costs 1 bar of drive gauge. Right? Oh, actually, because Viper, this Viper on the left here in the white used the level 1 and has the install, this anti-air into the follow-up actually didn't cost any drive gauge. So that's pretty interesting. And then cross cuts with the heavy thunder knuckle again for the kill. Looks like a great anti-air. It looks very fast. It looks very fast for a non-DP anti-air. Now this is awesome. This got me really hyped. This got me really hyped right here. So let's actually slow this down. Right? Let's slow this down real quick. So we have jump heavy kick, crouch heavy punch, feint into crouch medium punch on normal hit. Now in the trailer, in the gameplay trailer, we did see her do fierce feint fierce as she did in Street Fighter 4, but it was on punish counter. It was after whiff punishing a Guile standing heavy kick, and then she did it again off of a drive rush cancel, right? Which, if you don't know, drive rush moves also cause the same amount of extra frames of advantage as the punish counter state. So that wasn't a normal hit she got. She can't do fierce feint fierce on a normal hit, it seems, but she can do fierce feint medium punch, fierce feint strong, as you would call it, which is really great. It's really great because her medium punch goes into OD Seismo now. So you can still do very similar combos that you could in Street Fighter 4 off normal hits. Okay, that's what we saw right there. We saw fierce feint medium into level 1. Let's go back to full speed. And we see it again here into heavy thunder knuckle into the follow-up. Does cost, I believe it costs a amount of drive gauge there. Yes, because the Viper in white there, or I guess that's not the way to say it. The Viper in full white, in the white skirt, didn't have the buff, right? Didn't have the install. So that did cost a bar of drive gauge to do that follow-up. Now this is great. This is great. We see a stray hit, just a stray medium Seismo here. And it looks like you can actually confirm that because of the way drive rush works in this game. The starter frames of the drive rush and the visual, identification of it, them turning green would probably make it pretty easy to hit confirm that visually and go into the super jump burn kick into this full combo here. Pretty sick combo. I noticed it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it does pretty good damage for the conversion that he did get, that she got there. And this right here was just crouch heavy punch into the OD Thunderbolt, which is 2 hits. You can cancel the second hit into level 2 or level 3. Yeah, pretty solid stuff. Pretty solid stuff. Nothing crazy there, but still cool to see. Yeah, this is cool too. So stand heavy punch does link on counter hit. You can link off of it. And it looks like it moves her pretty far forward, so that might be pretty useful to actually use as a counter hit tool in neutral. We also, of course, saw standing light kick here into OD burn kick, which has 2 hits. It has 1 hit on the way up, and then it has the actual burn kick right after that. Another cool combo here. I believe this is for corner carry, this dash here. I don't think this combo is specific to this setup off the crumple, but you do get a jump medium punch off the Seismo into burn kick, which would be, so this would actually be easier than doing super jump straight into burn kick, because you're not buffering a burn kick after the super jump quickly. You're doing just one button. You're just doing a medium punch, right? So that would be pretty easy to do, comparative to Street Fighter 4 or this game's combos where you do Seismo straight into super jump burn kick. Stand medium kick looks kind of hit confirmable, actually. Looks like you might be able to delay cancel that and hit confirm it, which would be great. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that stand medium kick looks solid, man. That's probably, I mean, it's definitely to make up for her crouch medium kick not being conventionally cancelable, only being super jump cancelable. Her stand medium kick is now her sort of poke, her cancelable poke, right? Is what it seems. It looks pretty good. It looks solid for sure. Now we have Viper against Luke, right? Let's see how this is. Okay, there's the burn kick and a follow-up. That follow-up is specific to the grounded version of burn kick, so you can't do that off the air burn kick, unfortunately. Yep, so that's a combo we saw in the trailer. A crouch heavy punch, Seismo, OD burn kick into heavy thunder knuckle. I'd assume you could do regular burn kick there as well, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's only OD in this situation. It could be that in the corner you can do regular burn kick into heavy thunder knuckle, but mid-screen you have to do OD. Chris, you said Seismo looks pretty punishable and reactable with jump. Well. So you think, right? Reactable with jump is exactly what they want you to think. That's what I want you to think. I hope you think you can react to my Seismo with jump, because I want you to try that, right? Because you're sort of forgetting, what do you do with Seismo other than just let it rock? You feint that shit. So I want you to believe that you can just see me going for a Seismo and just jump it, because I'm just going to feint that shit in anti-air you for, 50%, a cool 50, Now this OD burn kick I've heard is either safe or actually plus, depending on how you hit it. Yep, once again, that Seismo on the drive rush is looking really strong. Seismo in mid-range like that, it looks like the hitbox is big enough so that you can just drive rush and you'll still get hit, right? And unless you drive rush super early. Cool. Nothing too crazy in that. Nothing too crazy in that portion of the video. Then we have Viper versus Mai. Okay. I feel like Mai would actually struggle a little bit against Viper, because her fans are pretty slow, right? They move slowly. So that gives Viper plenty of time to Seismo, punish her, or even not punish her, and just super jump cancel and get away from the fan. Seems like staying heavy punch, even if you don't feint it, is not punishable. Because that jab looked pretty immediate out of that box there. Now this is a cool confirm, but it's not something you'd probably ever do in a match. But once again, it is very cool. A drive rush crouching light kick counter hit, which means you're getting 6 extra frames of advantage there. Because you're getting 2 from the counter hit and 4 from the drive rush property, right? And that much extra advantage lets you link into crouch heavy punch, which is cool, which is definitely cool. But that's not really something you would confirm pretty readily unless you're a very, very high level player. So we'll see if that actually comes into play. Okay, crouching light punch into crouching medium punch is a combo on counter hit, which is very nice, especially because crouching medium punch does once again confirm into OD Seismo. That's very, very nice. Okay, now Viper and Burnout seems to be a problem unless you can get off a level 1, because you can't super jump or do any of your Thunder Dash follow-ups. But it doesn't matter when you have throw loops. It just does not matter. That shit does not matter. When you got throw loops, man, it does not matter how far into Burnout you are. So, okay. In the official gameplay trailer, we saw this move, which is standing heavy kick, into a combo, into a juggle combo from an anti-air, right? Now, I think this tells us that that was only because the heavy kick was punish counter, right? It seems like on even counter hit, you don't really get a combo there. You just kind of knock them down into the ground. Or else that first hit of that burn kick probably would have connected. Okay, nothing crazy so far. Pretty typical stuff. Actually, heavy punch into OD burn kick. That might actually give you a safe jump because she did double dash from OD burn kick earlier for Oki, and it did look pretty plus. So I think you can probably get a safe jump off of OD burn kick. It might be manually timed, but nonetheless. Okay, air to air. Decent amount of damage there. Now this Seismo actually hit. That was the medium Seismo, right? And it hit like the back of Ryu's DI there. So it looks like the hitbox for this Seismo actually extends a little bit past the visualization of the move, which is great. I'm not complaining about that. You know, that's fantastic. I hope that is actually true. Okay, so we saw earlier, we saw this same combo done from a DI crumple. And now we know that this also works on normal grounded opponents, right? They don't need to be in this airborne crumple state for that combo to work, which is good to know. And like I said earlier, that is a seemingly easier combo than doing Seismo straight into burn kick. So yeah, solid combo, good corner carry. And then we see crouch heavy punch into OD Seismo again. Pretty crazy little, like, I don't know if this is a frame kill on purpose or what, but looks like a meaty crouch jab there, which lets her block a DI. Now, she doesn't get an actual punish here on not the DI, sorry, the drive reversal, right? She doesn't get an actual punish, but she does get a counter hit with crouch medium kick, which links into crouching medium punch as we saw earlier. And then just, you know, mashes on -2, which is fair. And Ryu gets hit. And yeah, that's all we got. That's pretty much all I could find for Viper stuff so far. Pretty cool stuff so far, right? Pretty damn cool stuff. Very excited to see more. Hopefully we see the actual Street Fighter official explanation video. Usually they do like a gameplay explanation and breakdown of all the characters' moves and how to implement them, how to utilize them, how to input them, right? So we'll probably see that pretty soon, I would assume. And I'm excited for that. We'll definitely be making I'll be making a video on that when it comes out. But yeah, thank you for watching if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one.